Welcome everyone, this is Zozo Stockwatch, and this is your Stockwatch list for Wednesday, August 16th. Before we get into that, let me go over a video that I did this morning on YouTube. Each morning I make a video and I talk about news and stocks, and here's what I said on the SPY. Go ahead and take a quick look at the SPY. When we were getting all that selling, we came down to about this 43.75 level. The yellow line you see here, this is the SPY. This is a 5-minute chart, pre and post market, with a 55 EMA on it. So we came down to this 243.75 level, hit that a couple of times. We've gapped up from there. This was the highs that we hit, that 249 area, and we came down from that. Now we're at above about the 20 SMA. If you watched my video last night, I discussed this purple line. That's about the 20 SMA on the daily chart. Currently, we're above it, so keep your eye on this 247 level today. Also, keep an eye on 245.50 for a level for the SPY, and so that's your SPY chart for this morning. So I went ahead and said that, and here's the chart from last night, and here's the purple line. So why do I bring this up? Am I bragging? No. What I'm telling you is draw the lines, make sure you're looking at major markets each day, and make sure you draw those lines and know what moving averages you're up against. And we did come up against the 247 area today, and we pulled back from it. So currently we're still below the 20 SMA on the SPY. The action was a very tight range today. Volume was only 55 million shares. It's definitely August, but get in the habit of checking out the SPY, the QQQ each night on your own. Q definitely looks a little bit stronger. That was due to Apple having a great day, and we spoke about that on last night's video. I put Apple as one of the stocks to watch. IWM on the other hand is looking rather weak, and this is the small cap Russell 2000. Looks like we may test the 200 SMA again for the IWM. IWC also testing, this is the micro cap, also testing that 200 SMA. IYT, which is the transports, are actually recovering. They hit the 200, bounced up, hit the 200 again, and we talked about this in Sunday's video, and now they're trying to recapture back over the 50 SMA on the transports. So that, if that can get back over the 50 SMA, that would be huge for the Dow Jones 30, and let's take a look at that. Dow Jones 30, I got the 20. Okay, there we go. As you can see, the Dow Jones bounced off the 20 SMA and now pushing back up above the 10 SMA. Now I realize it's only 30 stocks, but with the transports recovering and the Dow Jones back above the 10, it shows you the strength in this market. And the SPY needs to get back over that 247 spot, hopefully for the continuation of this bull market. All right, so there's your range right now, that 244 level we'll call it, and 247 for the SPY. So let's go ahead and get into some news that came out after the bell today. You had Urban, and we had Urban come out with earnings, and they beat, and the stock was rewarded. And you see in the the after hours chart here, 5-minute chart, 55 EMA is the yellow line. Big pop up in Urban, so strong stock on their earnings beat. After the bell, also FOLD had news. There was a flash up on it, then it gave it back. Fold Amicus Therapeutics announces approval for Galafold, and so that popped, but then gave it back. So we'll see what that wants to do in the morning. But I don't have it on my stock watch list, but I saw this big pop, so I thought I would let you guys know about it as far as FOLD. Next up, we have CATS had filed NT10Q, delayed 10Q filing. SAEX filed Form NT10Q, delayed filing. Also, after the bell, WD Form 4 direct to purchase 1,000. Also, we had FLO, Flow. Chairman purchased 20,000 shares on FLO. Let's see if those were affected at all. FLO and WD. No action really after the market. Bristol Myers Squibb came out with news, top-line results from Checkmate. Study of ABEO in combination, poor risk patients, untreated advanced metastatic renal cell carcinoma. BMY co-primary endpoint of objective response rate was met with combination of Opdivo and Yervoy. I guess that's pronounced BMY. Anyway, BMY took a hit on that bio gibber jabberish. Anyway, they sold it off, and so BMY down in the after hours tonight. MGA filed form F10 $2 billion. The API came out around 4:30, and that affected oil, and oil was down, started to turn up, and then with the drawdown of 9.2 million, that was slightly bullish for the USO in after hours. Let's see the UCO. So USO slightly bullish on the API numbers that came out at 4:30 today. And here it is. Here's the entire thing. It was a drawdown of oil and gasoline inventories, etc. So let's see if oil stocks can bounce back on the API numbers. OMNT filed form NT 10Q, delaying form 10Q. APO form 4 direct to purchase 10,000, 2938. XENE form 4 direct to purchase 50,000 shares. XENE, let's take a quick look at that. No reaction. TRMR form 4 CEO purchase 41,000 at 242. So TRMR on that stock was actually down in the after hours. MVIS Microvision announces closing of 11.5 million offering of common stock. So MVIS, no major reaction after the bell. MX form 4 direct to purchase 10,000 shares. MX is a semiconductor name, and so that is basing below 11 on the 5-minute in the after hours. RAVE Restaurant Group Incorporated announces equity rights offering. QEP filed form SC13G filed by Integrated Core Strategies. And IMH form 4 10% owner pickup purchased over 6,000 shares. CyberArk security name was on CEO was on Kramer. No major reaction there on that name. Some earnings after Wednesday's close. BGG, CACI, Cisco, big name there for the market, and LB Limited Brands, another retailer. NTAP will be having earnings after the bell. SMRT, SNPS, SPTN, TOUR, and VIPS. Some earnings before Wednesday's open, which is August 16th. You have CYRN and Target, TGT, some of the bigger names reporting earnings before the bell tomorrow morning. So keep your eye on that. Just a heads up, like I said, I do a morning report each morning. So if you want to tune in. Now, having said that, tomorrow I'm not doing the morning report because I have some things to do in the morning, so I won't be available to do that morning report. But each day I've been doing a morning report if you want to check that out. All right, next up we're going to take a look at the futures. Currently basically flat. Korea's been a little bit quiet now, so the market's been able to recover some. Dow futures down 1, SP futures down 2, we'll call it. NASDAQ futures down 7. Your calendar for economic information for tomorrow at 7 a.m. we have the MBA mortgage applications. 8:30 we have housing starts. 10 a.m. we have Atlanta Fed business inflation. 10:30 we have the EIA petroleum numbers coming out. 2 p.m. we have the FOMC minutes, and I don't see any numbers coming out from Asia. Tomorrow night you do have Japan merchandise trade. That'll be at 7:50 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow night on Wednesday. And let's see, don't see anything else major for economic information tomorrow. For your earnings calls tomorrow morning, from Earnings Cast, we have Target. They're going to have their conference call 8 o'clock. Let's see, anybody else big in the morning? Not really. And then in the afternoon, we have Cisco at 4:30. That's after the bell. NTAP at 5:30. IMMU at 5 o'clock. SNPS at 5 o'clock. So that's some of your earnings call. Go to earningscast.com and you can see that. And now we'll look at some top gainers today, and this is courtesy of the Trade Exchange, and they'll mail this out to you. Just get on their mailing list, tradeexchange.com. Okay, so for top gainers, we had TNDM, HLG, OTIC, MBOT, MBOT, XPLR, EXTR, AMRK, CMLS, WIN, and that was on an upgrade today, RKDA, JNCE, HMNY. This had news. It gapped up and then it kind of pulled back, but it was still one of the top gainers. Some top losers today: Dick Sporting Goods, DKS, Tier, CGIX, AAP just got crushed today. PLAB, Coach, another retail company, down again. BPI, VJet, YY. This was on their offering. ARDM, FTFT, OMER, they also had an offering, so they were down in the loser section today. And CGG, also a loser for the day. In your options activity, we had ABEO with unusual call activity, DLTR, Dollar Tree, Grub, GRUB, LULU, also takeover chatter around this name on Lulu. THC, WLL, X, US Steel, all unusual options activity on the call side. Put activity, COF, GM, and Target Corporation, unusual put activity. So let's go ahead. We'll get into the watch list for tonight, for Wednesday, August 16th. Agilent had earnings after the bell, so this will be on watch tomorrow. Letter A, and they popped up on earnings, and you see it flagging here. So Agilent will be on watch tomorrow on their earnings report. ABEO, this one had the call activity. Let me move to the daily chart. So we came up to the 20 SMA. We pulled back. Over 800,000 shares traded. Would watch this on an intraday setup for ABEO. AJRD, this is a defense name. You see it's kind of basing below this resistance spot here. So if it can get up over, we'll call it, well, the high today on this name was 27.49. If it can get over 27.50, you might get a continuation move in AJRD. A little bit light on the volume, only 400,000 shares traded, but if it breaks that 27.50, you could get a possible continuation move. Let's see, BABA is one of my bigger plays for tomorrow that I'll be watching. Apple did really nice today. New all-time highs, I believe, for Apple. And so we spoke about Apple in the video last night, so maybe BABA wants to follow. The high on BABA today was 158.32. So if we can get over that, 158.40 spot, maybe we'll get a continuation move in BABA. CRDS, big pop, 800,000 shares, so couldn't even get up over 1 million shares, but we are at this 200 SMA. We'll see if this can maybe break over 290, maybe another test of breaking 3, and that's on CRDS. Just be aware, you have this one spikes and pulls back, so it's doing the same thing here. Not a favorite. ESPR, you see this kind of wedge it's forming here. If it can get back over maybe 49, maybe it breaks that 50 spot on ESPR. EXTR, big gap up today. over 7 million shares traded, so this one will be on watch. See if it can take out that 1050 spot again, or maybe a pullback to around that $10 area on EXTR. Grub, also in this tight formed wedge. If it can get back over maybe 54.50, 54.55, maybe we get a continuation move in GRUB. And they're working with Yelp right now, and I'll talk about Yelp too. I have this one on watch. Would need to get back over 42 on Yelp. It did pull back to the 5 EMA here, so watch if it can get back over 42 on Yelp for maybe a continuation move. Next one up is IDXG, and had volume today, 15 million shares. The high on the name for tomorrow to watch is $1.13, so watch maybe $1.15 on this name for possible continuation to fill the gap from here to there. And let's see, that would be around near $1.48, $1.50, and $1.50 is a natural resistance number, so maybe it wants to fill this gap down here. It's been kind of saute panning it here, flat pan, and turning up now. So keep your eye on IDXG for another possible continuation move. IMGN turning the corner now, turning up. We do have a high today of 639, so maybe over 640. 4.5 million shares on IMGN. So keep your eye on that one. JNCE turning the corner here, back over the 20 SMA. Only 200,000 shares traded though, but the high today was 1332, and if you can get up over that, maybe 1325 if you want to try it a little bit earlier, this might get a continuation move on JNCE. LEN, not a favorite here, kind of in this tight flag pattern, tight range. But if it can break out over this range, you might get a continuation move, but not a favorite. Just take a look at some other home builders. BZH is making highs. KBH trying to get back over the 20 SMA, but we see these two shadow candles, topping candles here. That would have to turn to get back up over the 20 SMA. The high there, 23.28, so maybe over 23.30 on KBH if you if the home builders do something tomorrow. LVS, this one popping out of this resistance spot here, looking for that 62 break and continuation. Just be aware we do have the 50 SMA up above, which is currently at about 62.69. Win was upgraded. I think it was Goldman Sachs, but don't quote me on that. But a big pop in Win today. So, this might get some follow through. Also 5 million shares. LVS, like I said, if you can get through that 62. And then I have MGM on my watch list, looking for this maybe to take out the highs tomorrow. 31.66, so 31.70-ish area. Over 7 million shares traded. If it gets over that 31.70, maybe you get a continuation move in MGM. MNGA, if you like to play these smaller ones, is trying to turn the corner here. 1.6 million shares. There was a high. It's not really one of my favorite. There was a high 54 cents. If you can get back over 55 cents, maybe you get a continuation move. If you want to try to maybe swing trade this name, you do have like a tight stop if you want to get involved with that one. RDFN, recent IPO, popped up, pulled back, now breaking out of this consolidation here. Let me tighten this up. You see this 29 resistance high here. We closed 28.59, so maybe 28.75. Maybe enough for RDFN. Never traded this one. Over 2 million shares though came in to the name, so I'm sure it's probably spready because it's a recent IPO. SFUN, nice pop out of this consolidation here. The high today was 343, so maybe over 345, or you could wait for the break of the 350 spot. Close to 4 million shares traded, 3.5. Snap. See if this one can turn the corner. Got above 13 today and then made a, and got up to 13.30. So if it can get back over that 13.30 spot, on Snap. Maybe we get another continuation move. The 20 SMA is at 1352, so just be aware of that on Snap. If you want to just wait on it and see if it clears 1350, you can do that too. That might be in the next few days or next week or something. TEVA, we've been talking about this one on previous videos. Needs to get over 1805, and then maybe you get more of a continuation move, trying to maybe turn and put in a bottom here. This one we talked about over 1750, so if you're in this name, I would use like any break of like 1690 as a stop out if you're trying to swing TEVA. TNDM, this one popped under $1 name, 2.3 million shares, over 0.80. Maybe this one can get moving. We do have the 100 SMA right there at 84 cents, so just be aware of that on TNDM. Next one up is XNET. And this one popped up to the 300 SMA here, 425. If you can get back over maybe 410, maybe we get a continuation move in XNET. See all this volume, expanding volume that came into the name. So you might want to watch that one for tomorrow. XXII, let me open this up for you. And you can draw this a little bit tighter. If you can get back over, 225 on XXII, you might get a continuation move in the name. If you want to try to swing trade it, you can use, $2 as your stop on that name on XXII. So over 225, you can get maybe into the name and then use $2 if you want to try to swing it on XXII. Yelp, we kind of spoke about with Grubhub, came up to this, 43. Needs to get back over $42 to become interesting again on YELP. All right, so once again, just a reminder, there won't be any morning report tomorrow, but I will get back to him on Thursday. Thank you so much for your support. Retweet these videos if you like them. Give a thumbs up. Also, hit the notification button if you like them sent, notification to your email box. This has been Zozo Stock Watch. This is your stock watch list for Wednesday, August 16th, and August is flying by. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for all the support. Have a great trading day tomorrow, and see you around Twitter and StockTwits.